Big kudos for the new Secretary of State-elect, Arizona Secretary of State-elect, Adrian Fontes. And let me tell you why. He is taking the truth directly to the people, but in a very, very rational and carnal fashion. I want you to listen to how he addressed election deniers. I think every single person who believes in this democracy, every single person who believes in elections should learn to address it the way he did, because he left no uncertain terms here. Check this out. We'll take it on the other side.
Mr. Secretary of State-elect, congratulations. You tweeted in the last 24 hours that the 2022 election was only the first battle in election deniers' war against American democracy. Arizona, of course, a major battleground state, going to be hotly contested for 2024. President Biden, as an aside, will be there today. What are some steps that can be put in place to safeguard the elections in Arizona in 2024 to make sure that they are indeed fair and freely contested, but also to prevent election deniers causing more trouble?
Well, first and foremost, we're not just going to call them election deniers. They are MAGA fascists. They don't care about American voters. They don't even care about their own voters, based on the delay that we saw in Cochise County, which is a heavily Republican county in southeastern Arizona. And so we're going to attack their lies with vigor and with the truth, because we've got the truth on our side. We've got justice on our side. We've got American democracy and American voters on our side. And so we're going to push as hard as we can against the misinformation and disinformation that they continue to peddle with no evidence, no legitimacy, and those lawsuits that are being threatened right now, they're not going to go anywhere. So we won't countenance even a short discussion of them.
Before the election, Arizona seemed like if anywhere in the country was going to be the location of mass protests and even violence, it seemed primed for it. But that moment really seems like it has passed. Do you think that democracy prevailed this year in Arizona?
Absolutely. I think, the spirit of American democracy is alive and well in Arizona and in every battleground state. Regular Americans want to move away from the nonsense, the chaos, the unpredictability. They want to move towards government that's going to help them prosper, help them have opportunities for themselves and their families, help them live happy, healthy lives. That's what we're supposed to be doing, and I hope we can move our focus away from the nonsense and into governing for all Americans.
Adrian Fontes, I tell you, our actualist Adrian Fontes, let me tell you something, guy. I wish every single Democrat, every single progressive, when dealing with the MAGA issue, when dealing with the election denier issue, would take your words into account. They are not election deniers. They are MAGA fascists. They want to simply come into power, voter be damned. And the other important piece that I like that he mentioned is they were willing to sacrifice their own voters in Arizona. They were willing to sacrifice their own voters to simply make a point. And had that judge not forced them to not deny the vote of their own people, a very Republican district, which would have lost them a couple of seats, a seat and I think a Board of Education seat or something like that. Absent the judge coming in and saying, no, you will not deny the people's rights. You must certify the election. Then who knows what would have happened. And he made sure to mention that very accurately. They do not care about their people. They do not care about Americans. They simply care about empowering the few, empowering the fascist few, using a confused MAGA fascist sect. We spend a lot of time deconstructing the news, trying to parse it into a form that everybody can understand. We try to find those little nitpicks where it flies above the fray, etc. If you really like these videos that we do, I want to ask a big favor. Please go ahead. Number one, subscribe to our channel. And number two, please join if you can. Thank you so kindly for watching. Keep watching. Please remember to share. We must populate the entire internet with our progressive message, a message that we know is what most Americans say that they want. So help us, please join.